Krystal Kat, and welcome to Kat's Intuition. I did a tarot haul not too long ago. Well, it feels like it's been just ages ago because between school starting and me homeschooling my daughter, it just feels like it has been crazy. It feels like so much time has passed by, and really, it really hasn't. But anyways, in that haul, I showed the Tarot of Vampires. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's look at all the images like I usually do in my walkthroughs or flip-throughs. Get into it and see all the magnificentness that is this deck. So this is a Llewellyn published deck, so it is in one of those box sets with a magnetic closure. And look at when you open, oh, that glare. I tried turning the light off, but if I turn the light off, it's too dark, so bear with me. Hopefully when we get into the cards, it won't be as bad. So look at when you open this box. Isn't that just so nice? I have to hand it to Llewellyn. I don't like the thinness of the cardstock, but this is a whole presentation. This is like a whole thing with them, and I do love it. The book here is quite chunky. But that is because on the minors, you also get a full page dedicated to a picture of the card and then a full page for the write-up, just as you do in the majors. Whereas some books, you know, the smaller books, they only dedicate that much space to majors. So we will get into the book briefly just for a little bit in case anyone is wondering what comes in the book. Here's the bottom of the box. It shows the back of the cards. This card here, totally giving Dorian Gray vibes, right? That's what my mom said right away when she saw this deck. Okay, so it's called the Codex of Vampires, and I thought that was kind of cute. I like it. All right, so let's get into it. It tells you about the author, Charles Harrington, and the illustrator, Craig Maher. It goes into the table of contents, has art from the cards throughout the book, which is just so very nice. Come away with me into the night. I have always loved vampire stories in movies and the thrill of being a vampire, because when you really think about it, vampires are often depicted as treating humans as crap, right? So nothing but food. So the allure for me was being a vampire, not just having them around. In the Shadow of the Vampire, just a little literature for you to read. It goes in by chapter. This is chapter 1. Chapter 2, A Merciful Brief History on the Tarot. I like how they really keep with the theme. And this is our handsome magician here doing his thing, making the blood float, all of that. So it goes into the history. A deck of shadows. Love. The Vampire Courts. Chapter 4, Sinking Your Teeth into Tarot Reading. So this is great little tidbits for beginners. Your tarot journal, symbols and portents. Chapter 5, a ritual to bless the deck. So that's, again, great for beginners. If you aren't already established in your own practice and you're just trying to learn and you want to dabble and try different things out, then this would be great. They have some helpful helpful tips. No, I'm sorry. Hints. I can't get that word. Helpful hints. I wanted to say tips, but yeah, my brain. Chapter 6 goes over tarot spreads, the daily draw. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like they give you 4 spreads, the Grimoire of Meanings, and then we get into the major arcana. Now look at all of this info. I will read one passage from the book for card meetings so that you get a feel for the write-up as we get into the cards. Here we have for the Fool. And then I do believe that is it. I don't think there's any more in the back. Okay, so the night is young. To write to the author, and yeah, that's it. And I love that they end the book with the same picture illustrated on the back of the cards. Okay, so I said briefly I would look at the book. I hope that that wasn't too long. Now for the fun part, the good part, the juicy part. Let's get into these cards. Let's talk about it. Here is the back, and again, I truly love the back. I love the symbology and the meaning and the use of the white lilies and the red roses. I really think that it was a brilliant and simple way to convey the two parts. You know, like the white being our innocence and the red being after we have fed in to all of those temptations that vampires may bring along and, you know, bring into our life. So, yes. Let's zoom in so we can get a look. All right. So, here with the Fool. We don't have that typical depiction of someone about to walk off a cliff per se, but we do have this girl here, and if you see right behind her, she does have that white lily poking out from behind her. She isn't holding a flower as usually seen, right? But it is poking out from behind her, giving hints of her innocence. And she's even dressed in white. And I found that to be really pretty. Here we have this being, which he's a vampire, right? And he's holding this red rose and he's tempting her to come over to the other side, to take that step, to take that leap, that jump that the Fool must take to move her, you know, she's got to move her story along, right? Move that narrative. Yeah, and you can tell she's really thinking about it. She's like, should I? And she's already one step closer or one step further away from her innocence and one step closer to this guy here with the rose. Very pretty, and again, I love the usage of the white lily and the red rose. Look at this very detailed picture of our magician here. Look at all of his books all around him. It looks like he is in a glorious library. My daughter and I would just love to be in there going through all the books. And here, not only do we see the, you know, like the wands, the pentacles, the cups, the swords, we also have a cell phone here. I thought that was kind of funny because it's you know, old-fashioned vampires living in today's modern world. And you can see him holding his staff and all of the wands, which I wanted to see. I think they mention in the book that the wands, now for every suit, they do give you a little write-up. So, you know, for the wands, it tells you this, for the cups, for the, you know, and so on and so forth. So this, I cannot speak, is what will be depicted as the wands throughout this deck. So it tells you here the wands are depicted by Ankhs, the ancient Egyptian symbol for life. So I really like it. I really love how detailed it is. So I just wanted to show that. So that is going to be represented for all, or that is how all of the wands are going to be represented. I am so sorry. I cannot speak. I have been stumbling over my words all day long. I don't know. Anyways, so it's really nice. We're still sticking to the commonly used symbology, but in a different themed vampire type way, and I love it. I do. Okay, so the High Priestess. So this is one that we still see two sides. You know how usually we have I always say towers, and I mean to say columns behind her, the black and the white columns, and a veil behind her. Well, here we have this blue heart and this red heart. Love it. So I think here would be a good one to read about. I do love the High Priestess. So it says, before the veil of mysteries, a vampire priestess conjures visions of the sun and the moon. In her hands are two hearts, one ignited by the sun's golden rays and the other illuminated by the moon's silver glow. She offers initiation to be purified by the scorching light of day and renewed with the healing darkness of night. The high priestess, ultimate symbol of intuition, sees both what is visible with mortal eyes and that which is hidden within. From these combined pools of understanding, she draws forth the truth. Omens and flashes of insight may be coming to you. Don't brush them aside. Listen to your inner voice. As the keeper of secrets and the veiled knowledge, her appearance signals that there are factors that cannot be known or understood in the usual way. You must, as required at the Oracle of Delphi, know thyself before you can discover the hidden truth. She also points to secrets in general. Answers may be found within the subconscious. Calming yourself and meditating will help you explore these hidden depths with discernment. Take time to relax as you consider what you believe to be true. Honestly observe and distinguish between your automatic reactions and illusions and the hidden jewels of truth. And it does give you a bit on the reversed meaning. Reversed, the inner eye is closed and we should be cautious about trusting our own beliefs. Frustrating as it may be, in this orientation, the card can indicate that the desired information cannot be known at present or that the way before you is barred. It can also indicate that secrets are being kept from you. So, yeah. Look at this lush, raw, abundant empress. You see her here with pure nature all around her. She's barefoot. She's connected to this beautiful grand tree. She is surrounded by different creatures. Look at the clouds forming behind her. I just think it's gorgeous. And to me, this looks like water. So, we see different elements here. We have this star that's clear up here with the night sky. You can see stars. It's beautiful. She just feels to me like she's so open. She's ready to take care of what comes her way. She's ready to offer out that love and that beauty. I love it. I think this is a gorgeous empress. She does feel to me very powerful, very grounded, very in the know, very just ready to take on anything that comes her way. She may be soft, she may be nurturing, but she also is tough and strong enough to get the job done. And I love that. And here with our emperor, he is very ready, right? He has the world over here in his hand. He has his very ornate, huge staff in his hand. He's ready to dictate, get things done. And I love that you can see that element of fire behind him. Our emperor being represented by Aries, right? Our fire sign. So all these embers and coming up behind him, I just love it. He's stepping in no matter what's going on, and he's gonna do it. He's gonna do the things, right? And here the Hierophant, I think this is beautifully depicted. We have the white lilies and the red roses in this vase in front of our doorway to what looks to be a huge cathedral. So we don't have depicted the man sitting on his throne talking to the two people below him, but we do have the entrance that's welcoming you in to maybe get reacquainted with a higher knowledge, a higher power, a higher love, whatever that may be to you. And I really do love that. These cards are so very detailed. I love it so much. I love the candles leading you in here. Even the door is so detailed. See the door? It's so pretty. So pretty. I love, love, love the detail to this deck. Here we have the Lovers, and here would be our winged creature or angel that we usually see, or winged being, not creature. I was trying to find the word being, that we usually see over the two figures, right? The two lovers. And here she's holding that red rose. So it's as if she's getting ready to make her choice. I see maybe like he's the vampire and she's making that decision. She's making the choice to either stay mortal or perhaps turn into a vampire to live forever in eternity with her love as a vampire. This statue back here just looks so powerful. Powerful. I swear I cannot talk. And they're in a graveyard. You can see the different tombstones in the back. I love the trees. I love the angle of this card. It's like, I see it as like if there was a photographer, right, taking their picture, they're getting this angle where we're looking up into the trees, and I think it's beautiful. Our Chariot. Look here. So we have this beautiful figure, right? She is being pulled on this huge float by these two men down here, and they have like the smile now, cry later type masks on their face, and it's like they're at a Mardi Gras. You can see all the confetti coming down. Look at this Strength card, though. That is, oof. It makes me think of someone who has freshly turned, maybe like that female that we saw in the Lovers card. You know, she was the one with her arm bleeding. I just imagine that this is her, and she's going through that strong and powerful transformation that they always show on the shows or describe in the books of when you become, or when you transform from human to vampire, right? And it just looks like she is trying to tame that beast within, tame those impulses that they always describe as just so hard to control. The Hermit card is one of my most favorite cards to look at, and this one didn't disappoint for me. I love that we have this figure up here. He's journaling, doing whatever, and with this beautiful gargoyle. I just imagine that it is just this gorgeous castle. I love castles. I want one of my own. And he's up here just getting away from everything. He's up so high. You can see the houses down below. He has gotten up here to get away from everything, to get away from the noise and the people and the chatter, just to be by himself. And I do love that this kind of plays like the lantern that the hermit usually has. So I truly like that. Here is our Wheel of Fortune. This kind of looks like it could be the hermit's journal, right? What he was writing in. We have a rabbit and a wolf. A moon up here. It's so pretty. Another moon down here. Look at this Justice. She is slicing through the bullcrap, right? And blindfolded. I do like that they have her blindfolded, as we usually see, or mostly see the Justice figure as being blindfolded, and she is armed. She has all her different weapons that she can use, and like I said, she is slicing through it. She's getting down to business. She does not want to mess around. She does not have time for that. Look at this Hanged Man. He's definitely up there by choice. Definitely up there by choice. Look at him in his cave. You can see here's like the doorway and the stairs leading down. And look at Death. And I like that we see a watch so prominent, because this is definitely a modernized deck, right? So instead of the oh my gosh, what's it called? The glass? Oh my God. I really can't think today, you guys. You know, the sands and the time thing with the sand. And we have a watch. So I feel like that's going to really bother me that I can't think of the name of that right now. Oh my gosh. I can see it in my head. You know, but we see the watch instead, and that is really showing time. And I like that. And yeah. So she's red-headed. Again, this to me, they still look like the Lovers card. See, it kind of looks like it's the same guy here to the couple. It looks like they're the same. See, Lovers, they look the same as these two. And here, yeah. So I think it's the same one, or the same two. Same couple. Okay, so here with Temperance, I absolutely love Temperance here. She almost gives off magician-y vibes, you know, because she's in her lair and she's experimenting, and she has what looks to be blood in one vial that she's pouring, and I don't know, water, because it is, you can see through it, into this big vase here, and she looks to be doing experiments. Maybe she's trying to find a substitute, like a blood substitute, perhaps, you know? It makes me think True Blood, how they drink, well, True Blood. And because we see the white lilies here, we don't see any roses. So that's just what it makes me think of. And here with the devil, I mean, come on, he's literally giving them essence. And they are there for it. And you see this big boiling vat of something in the background. Fire, I don't know, but look at his hooves. Pretty powerful. That's how you get stuck. It also makes me think True Blood, because you know people get addicted to V. They call it V. They abuse it, and it's just like an everyday drug. Here we have the tower. So this makes me think like the townsfolk has discovered that there is a vampire living in there, and they are going to rush in on him, Beauty and the Beast style. They have their torches ablaze, and they are storming the castle. They should really do this during the day and not at night, though. We have the moon up here. I just think it would be smarter to attack during the day when their defenses may be down. Here we have the star, and she is a vampire herself. So she's taking a night fly. And look at those stars. They really look like they are illuminated in this card, right? Maybe she's going up here to get some peace and quiet as she works on her healing. Oh, this moon card is just beautiful. And it really speaks to illusions and deception and that hidden side to things. So our focal point is her, not so much the moon, but we do have the moon's reflection in this water. But something else to look at is underneath the water. Do you see her hand, her other hand here, and her body? So I see her as like a sirena, and she's singing, and you know how they say the sirens, they'll sing to lure people into their death. So that's kind of what I get from that moon card. Here with the sun. So at first glance, this seems like a pretty violent sun card, right? He's coming out of a window. There's definitely a fight going on, and he is bursting into flames. But the sun card is a card like representing our safe place, right? And so for him, he may be falling out of the window, but he will survive. The vampire will not in the sunlight. So the sun is his safe place still. So I do like that once you actually, really look at it, you can see that the sun is definitely his safe place. So that's why I really love doing these videos too. This whole, let's talk about it. Let's really look at the card, because I get to go card by card and really analyze it and look at it and just really see all the beauty, which is what I do on my own anyways. When I get a new tarot deck, I like to go card by card and really analyze it and look at it and see what I like about the card and what meaning is there. And I love when a deck blows me away, because you can just see the depth of knowledge and love and passion that the creator has for tarot, and when they can depict a meaning in a different way. I think it's just a beautiful thing. So here we have justice, and now we're getting into seeing some vampire slayers. As you see here, this vampire was resting in his coffin, and here comes the slayers, and she is staking him in the heart. So no justice for him. She's taking actions in her own hands. All right, so here is the world, and she is now holding both the lily, the white lily, and the red rose. She has stepped into her power. She knows who she is, and she is no longer afraid. Look at the expressions on their faces, or on her face, and in both of these. Here she looks unknowing and uncertain and frightened, and over here she's like, come at me. I know who I am. I got this. I am on top of the world now. I'm not afraid. And yeah, it's beautiful. So here we're getting into the wands. We have the Ace of Wands. And as I mentioned, we're going to see the, as they called it, wand onks going on. This is a very spicy Ace of Wands, in my opinion, right? She just looks like her head is being thrown back in passion, because look at this. It's as if the fire is running through her veins. She's feeling that power, and she's ready to step into whatever new direction or new path is ahead of her. Here at the Two of Wands, you don't see him actually holding the wands, but they are here in his fiery wings. And I do like the uses of red in this. I like when a deck shows their element in the suits. I just like that. So here he's standing up top of this building and he's just wondering, what is next? What do I want to do next in this big city that I've now found myself in? What am I going to do? Here with the Three of Wands, we don't have the Ankh depicted here. Instead, it's the three incense that are lit. So we still get that fire aspect. And this kind of reminds me of Pepe Le Pew when they follow the scent trail. Because it's like swirling around him. And this again looks like our Fool character. Maybe perhaps this is like her first human, or maybe it's not so much her first, but she's doing it. She's taking care of herself in ways of blood, because that is definitely not the figure that we saw throughout. Here we have the Four of Wands. And it seems like they are definitely at a party. It almost seems like a rave, right? And it seems like they have that fire running through their veins as they watch her. And interesting, you see these hearts glowing here? We see them all through there. So it makes me wonder, is she human here and they're all just burning to get to her? Actually, no. Now that I look closer, no, she is a vampire as well. So they are just, he looks sad, look. The one face that you can actually see. He looks sad. He looks like he's got a huge frown on his face. Okay, you look closer, you can see faces. I thought they were all blurry. But anyways, okay. So yes, they are at a party. Five of Wands depicted beautifully. Definitely fights going on with their big, long wands. Up on the rooftops, you see this big billboard here in the background. You know, I don't get a violent feeling from this card, though, even though they're waving these wands around. It actually kind of looks to me like they're training, right? Doesn't it kind of get off that vibe? Like they're just in training, and because she looks so peaceful in it, like she's enjoying it. I don't know. That's just what I get. I don't get a very violent feel from it. And this may look kind of weird. The color, it's a margarita. I love them so much. So here is the Six of Wands. They are ablazing here, and I like that. So I guess they just won something, and they are taking a victorious walk down the road here for everyone to see. This one I really like. This card reminds me, oh, now I don't know if it is the Seven of Wands. I think it is, of the Soul Cats. There's a cat that's jumping over a whole bunch of wands. At least I think, yeah, in that deck. Anyways, it just reminds me of that. She looks so beautiful and badass as she's jumping over these fiery wands. Here's the 8. This is interesting. So we have our vampire figure turning into bats or controlling the bats. I would say that he's turning into the bats, being that he does not have a head. So, yeah. So he's like, you know what? I'm not feeling what's going on in here. Let's move on. Let's go away, right? Here we have our Nine of Wands. That door is only going to keep her safe for so long, right? But we do see this cross above her door. It's as though she is really trying to do everything she can to keep them out. You see the stars out and the sun is going down. So it looks like she has definitely been through battle, but she is not done. She has made preparations. She has the door barred with all those wands, and she's ready. Here's the 10 of Wands. There he is with his wings all lit up. And is he helping him? Or is he taking him up there to drink his blood? Here's our Page of Wands. I like that she has this big, huge book in front of her, and she's looking to her wand in a curious way. She's trying to figure everything out. I like it. Here with the Knight of Wands. Kind of a strange depiction for a Knight of Wands, in my opinion. But yes. Yeah, I think it's kind of strange. The Queen of Wands with those two beautiful panthers. I love them. I love the background. This couch just seems so lush and so comfy. And she has a beautiful view of the night sky. Did that ever focus? Yeah. And again with our fire. Love, 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 love. Here is our King of Wands. So it does look as though he is leading these people into something, or these other vampires into something. Looks like he's snapping his fingers, and they are ready to do his bidding. Beautiful moon up top there. So I like the two different views here. It's almost like she was like, you know what, this, and this needs to be done. And he was like, I got you, my queen. It'll be done. So here with the Ace of Cups, I love the simplicity of this ace. I love just the big cup overflowing here. And there is talk about what this is. So it does tell you what those circles on the cups are. What is it? Let me find it. Okay, so it's a symbol that suggests being at the center of several worlds: material, spiritual, emotional, and intellectual, and drawing strength from all of them. So on all of the cups, we will see that symbol, and that is what that means. And I do really love that they gave explanation as to what we were seeing, what that was. So there is our ace. Love the background. Here's our Two of Wands. He doesn't look as thrilled as she does to be there. He actually has this look of like, ugh, I'm so bored. Get me out of here. But yeah, they are enjoying a romantic candlelight dinner, it seems. I love this 3. You see these friends rising up together here in the night and enjoying their cups of blood together as they celebrate and join in unity. I love it. And I didn't even say at the end of this, I'm going to do like a little sample reading for you guys, just like a little collective reading, so you can get a feel for how these cards look in a reading laid out on the table. So here we have the Four of Wands. He is definitely wanting to hoard that blood, and it looks like he has his own cooler, and that's where he's storing his blood. Oh, and here we have the Five of Cups. This is a more sad card. We have the cups here in the foreground all spilt here with the white lilies, and here we have them holding the remaining 2 cups, and there with the red roses. And it says father and mother on it, so she's here visiting their graves. That's so sad. But maybe she is saying her last farewell as she goes with the new family. Who knows? Okay, I find this one to be so funny because look what's on the cereal box. That's so funny to me. And I like that here we don't have cups, but we have bowls, and we have the same symbols going on here. And we do have our figure giving to the other. So I like it. It's such a fresh, bright card, you know, in contrast to the other ones, because here we have the daylight coming in because we have humans. So yeah. And here we have a figure in the Seven of Cups looking at, who do I want to be? What mask do I want to put upon my face? At least that's what I see them as masks, but maybe they are just decorated urns, maybe. Now that I look closer, they do look like urns, but you can see a little tie going around it. So yeah, very beautiful dress. I love the oceanscape behind her, and this is a great big tree that they've put these urns into. Very pretty. Here we have the Eight of Cups. She does not even want to see these cups anymore. She's throwing her head back up in such a dramatic way. But I do love all the detail in this picture. And maybe she's sad because, she can't see her reflection because they say, vampires, no reflections and all that. So maybe she's just so frustrated that she can't see herself. Perhaps. Here in our Nine of Cups, this does remind me of the legend of, it's not a legend, but this reminds me of the lady who used to bathe in the blood of her victims because she thought it was going to keep her young. All of our beautiful cups all around her, the candles, I think it's beautiful. Here with the Ten of Cups, nods to the rainbow that we usually see, right? I thought that was pretty cool. None of these cups, however, have the symbol. I think this is the last. Yeah, those have the symbol on them. For some reason, the 10 does not. Oh my gosh, I love this one. Because see here, they don't have it, but she is wearing the symbol on her necklace. And this one I just love. Here we have a vampire artist. And she looks as though she's rinsing her brush. Because she has other brushes here. And it looks like she's painting with blood. I was trying to see if I could read what was on that bottle, but I can't. I don't know what that says. In it, we have a fish. How cute, right? Because usually our Page of Cups is holding a cup with a fish in it. So I just like little details like that. I think it's so fun. She's so pretty too. Our Knight of Cups, and on his flask, it has the symbols. So the symbols are carried throughout, just not on the 10, and it kind of bothers me because, like, why not? Did they forget? Am I missing it? No, I'm not. So here, he has a heart on his sleeve, or on his shoulder here, enjoying the beautiful night out. See, I get this. Like, he's a knight and he's writing something. I don't get the knight, the knight of, what was it? The Knight of Wands. He was putting on a music concert. I don't know. So yeah. Here with the Queen of Cups. She has the symbol here on her necklace, and here in the bowl we have a very deadly fish, and it's almost like she's giving her some kind of essence. I'm not sure. Look at her hair also. It has the symbol. These cards are so pretty. So pretty. And here our very happy King of Cups. He is definitely high on what he's been drinking. He just looks so happy, doesn't he? And here again, our symbol that's not in the 10. Kind of bothers me. Can you tell? So here we have the Ace of Swords, a very simplistic 8 of Swords. I like it. Look at this. He may not be blindfolded, but he does have his eyes closed. And he has his 2 swords and this figure behind him and a little hint of the moon behind him. Maybe he's psyching himself up to what he has to do. 3 of Swords is usually also another one of my most favorite cards to look at. There's a lot of people who do not like that it's 3 swords in a heart, because the heart could draw you to think emotionally, which is cups, but I think it's a great way to depict that if you have negative thoughts or sad thoughts, that it is going to affect you in all aspects, because if your mentality, or if you are mentally sad, and that's the way your outlook is on things, it's going to affect every aspect. It's just like being stressed. It may be, as they say, all in the mind, but stress can come out in all different ways. I definitely know that firsthand. Stress can overtake you, and it can come out physically, emotionally. So if you are mentally upset, of course it's going to affect every other aspect. So I like that it is the swords in a heart, because it's symbols, which is what tarot is, right? We are reading symbols and symbology and getting into different meanings. And I just think that they cut through all the possible ways to depict that, and they put 3 swords in a heart. I don't know. I just really love it. There's so many reasons why I love the 3 of Swords, even though it's not the most happiest of cards. So all that to say that this actually, I don't know, this just isn't my most favorite card visually of the 3 of Swords. But this would be horrible because it is as though they are harvesting, is what it looks like, because she does not appear to be a vampire. No. So this is a human, and it's almost like they have stabbed her with all 3 of these, and they are taking her blood unwillingly. So that would be absolutely horrible, and you would just think that you were trapped and you were in hell because she is tied down. So quite a dramatic, tragic Three of Swords there. Now our Four of Swords here, very pretty visually. Our statues here are the ones holding the four swords, and you can see beautiful sunlight peeking through in the background, and she is in a glass coffin. Now here in the Five of Swords, I definitely get that feeling of conflict and all that. You can see the moon piercing through or peeking through the trees here, very pretty, and he has lost his cool and killed some people. So maybe they were vampires, who knows? But you know how vampires and werewolves have that. Now that would have been cool, actually, I think, in my opinion, to have the werewolf and the vampires fighting with each other, because you know how they say that they're always at odds with each other. But he took out these two beings, and I don't know if they're human or vampire. The Six of Swords, again, that modern take, instead of this being like a little canoe boat or, you know, something like that, like a smaller boat that somebody is rowing by hand, they are about to get on this modernized, modern world type boat. And I do like that it looks like it's a mother and her child, or an older person with a younger person, and they're going away. I swear I've never heard so many freaking airplanes before. Okay, so here with the Seven of Swords, yeah, they're trying to shoot, but they're already there, out of the way. Moving off Eight of Wands, right, with all that movement and quick moving, or fast movement. Oh my gosh, this has been draining, and I really hope that this is not just absolutely awful. I stumble over my words as it is, but today just seems like it's been absolutely horrible. So here we have the Eight of Swords, and this is one of those examples of how I like that the creator came up with a different way to depict this, but still convey the message. I think it's pretty good. She isn't so much tied down or blindfolded or anything like that, but she definitely feels surrounded. But if you notice, she is in a room full of mirrors, so really there's probably only one man there with this sword, or vampire. She looks like she's human, so she's trying to get away from the one vampire there, and if she just, you know, plays it calm and cool and regains her rational mind, she could perhaps find her way out, although that would be pretty scary. This is a perfect Nine of Swords. You definitely would not want to open your eyes and see that at the foot of your bed. And the Ten of Swords, always such a tragic, painful looking card. He has lost tons of blood. Look at all that. Here's the Page. Could have also been a knight, you know, because I see, you know, that forward movement. So I get knight vibes from this, not so much page vibes. Let me know, what do you think? What do you think of the Page of Swords? Knight vibes? Page vibes? What you think? Knight, good. All the knights, well, these two knights have been much better than our Knight of Wands. I just was not happy with that Knight of Wands. No. I do love how we see the moon so much in all the different cards. Now, this card right here is the one that was giving us Dorian Gray vibes. This is the one that is on the front of the box. But no, it's not Dorian Gray. She's not Dorian. Nope. Very pretty card, though. She definitely has that mysterious feel to her, right? I feel like the Queen of Swords and the High Priestess are sisters, because, yeah, to me, they both kind of convey that same vibe, that same feeling of they know some shit. You don't want to cross them because they're going to put you in their place and put you in your place, and they could do it so easily, so calmly, because they're so cool and collected, and they already know all the things. This is just how I see them. Now, this King of Swords look like he has been through it. Look at his chest. Now, he definitely looks like he fought with a werewolf, doesn't he? He got away that night. I love his throne, though. So we have all this craziness, right? And then we have some pretty butterflies right here. We got that snake. We have him holding a skull. He's all scarred up. But don't forget the pretties. Okay. The last suit before we get into our reading. I like this one. So the Page of Pentacles, Pentacles being our earth suit, and this hand is literally coming out of the earth, coming out of a grave. And I love the different ones that you can see in the background. Love the greenery. Love, 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 love. Seriously though, I keep pausing because of all the airplanes. They're so loud too. What is going on? Never heard so many airplanes. Goodness. So, Two of Pentacles here. And it almost feels as though, this feels very fiery though. I don't feel the earth vibe here, but it's okay. So we have the Two of Wands, and it really looks to me as though he's trying to choose, does he want, see there's a nail here. They look as though these pictures are both hung up, but they aren't. They're actually sitting on the mantle. And it looks to me as though, this is very sad though. I don't like this Two of Pentacles. It looks as though he's trying to decide whether he wants to stay human and stay with his human family, or if he wants to go and live his new life with the vampire mistress. That's just sad for his family though. That's so sad. Things are covered, so I don't know, I'd be interested to see what the book has to say about this. We have a ship here on the mantle. I'm interested to see what the book has to say about the Two of Pentacles. Here we have the Three. She is getting down to business. They are coming together. They have this big map. It looks like they are ready to fight back, perhaps. Fight back on taking care of the issue that they have with vampires, if they themselves are human, which to me it does look like that. And it looks like they have different zones in red here. Maybe those are their, I'm sorry, it would be helpful if I stayed in frame. It looks as though they have different maybe strike zones even. Now look at this Four of Pentacles. Talk about being guarded. Now if it was my life, or if it's this vampire's life that he's guarding, I don't see a problem with going to extremes, right? We can all get a little paranoid sometimes, and he is definitely paranoid. Look, he is in what looks to be a vault. He has lasers and a Doberman. I mean, come on. You better be, oh my gosh, I forgot his name. Blade. You'd have to be Blade to be able to get in here and slay this vampire. Because, no. Here is this Five of Pentacles. So it looks like we have, yes, he's a vampire, and maybe something was stirred up, and we have a police officer here. So, and we have the pentacles here, and he seems to be hiding. So maybe he just turned, and maybe he just killed someone and they're looking for him, and he's worried and doesn't know what to do. Who knows with that one? So here, this one is pretty good. Oh my gosh, I really like this one actually. Okay, look. So this is the Six of Pentacles, and we have a doctor here. Look, she has a Six Pentacles here. We have what could be a doctor or a nurse, and we have this person that looks really beat up. Okay, so I had to stop all of a sudden, so I'm so sorry if I repeat myself, but what I was going on about this card was that you can see that she's beat up. Oh, I remember, I was saying that maybe it's what he was feeling bad about doing, and anyways, I seem to get very imaginative and create all these stories when I do tarot. It's anyways, I digress. So what I was saying about this card, about why I thought it was so beautiful, was that we have this doctor or this nurse here, and she's trying to expedite this patient's healing time. As you see here, she's putting, maybe it's her blood, maybe she's a vampire, and she's trying to save the world one human at a time, right? And kind of like making that balance between the two. Anyways, she's putting blood, vampire blood, into this bag of medication, whatever it may be, and you can see that it's illuminated going into her veins, and you can actually see. So it goes in here, and you can see it going through her veins, and it's going to heal her. And I think that that's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I really do love that card. Ooh, and I love this card too. So this here, the Seven of Pentacles, and we have the pentacles on each of our flower pots here. And she just looks so pretty to me. I like that she's in this little saucy black dress. So she's in her little black dress, and it looks like she was on her way out. She looks all done up, at least in my opinion. She looks done up, right? And it looks like she was on her way out, but she just wanted to stop off and feed her night plants real quick. And that one, how funny, it's getting the essence that it needs. So she's giving just this one, the carnivorous plant, she's giving it blood. I don't know, I just thought that it was so cute. I love it. And I love all the different plants. And you can really actually see that these are real plants. They are easy to identify. And I truly appreciate that fact that it's not just like random made up flowers. It's actual flowers. So I do like that. Here is, he looks like such a tormented artist, right? So our Eight of Pentacles, he's been toiling away at the different pictures, and it's like he's taking a break. Well, you know what? I am not sure what that is now that I look at it. He has it, maybe was it a picture? I don't know. I don't know what that is in his hand. So maybe these were all his blueprints on what he really wanted that to look like. Our Nine of Pentacles here, I love it so much. We still have the bird. So you know in the Nine of Pentacles, we often see the woman standing out in her garden and she has a bird on her arm. And I love that we have that little nod right there to our bird. And here we have our very luxurious looking figure here playing the piano. And all the pentacles back here on her wallpaper. So very pretty. I really like that. And this Ten of Pentacles, this, if you will remember, was what was inside the box when we first opened it. So it's like we have those generations of people, and that does look like our full character. I think I see her so much. Very pretty, very pretty, very pretty. Here is our Page of Pentacles. Now this one actually looks like a page. I feel like the Page of Swords didn't really look like a page. At least I think it was the swords. So anyways, so you have all of this paperwork here. Really like it. And here with our Knight of Pentacles, it's like, I don't know, he's thinking. He's got his hand up to his chin like he's thinking, or he's posing all nice. He has a nice big shield here. Love the moon. And this big, big mansion, castle behind him. Love it. Ooh, look at our Queen of Pentacles. She's out basking in the gorgeous moonlight with her cup of blood, her little dog right here. So pretty. I just imagine this being the gardens in the grounds of the castle. I would love to be there right now. Doesn't it just look so damn peaceful? I love it. And I love that this is our pentacles and we see so much earth here. And not in this one. However, this is our King of Pentacles. Sorry, I'm just trying to see what is going on in this. Just like a blood bank, and it looks like we have little moons up here, right? It totally looks like little moons. I don't know. So okay, that was the Tarot of Vampires. I always want to say the Vampire Tarot. No, it's the Tarot of Vampires. Look at these colors. Look at all that. Even though it stays true to those dark colors, except that one. I do believe that that is the only bright one in this whole deck. Yeah, it is the only one with sunlight. So now, if you have any Llewellyn deck, then you know exactly what this cardstock is like. It is not very thick at all. I feel that US Games cardstock should be like the bar that all decks are done. Of course, be thicker, like for instance, my True Black. I absolutely love that. I wish all decks were that thick of a cardstock. I love thick cardstock, but they should definitely not be any thinner, in my opinion, than a US Games deck. So I overhand shuffle. I do not riffle shuffle, so I cannot speak to that aspect of the cards. But again, I feel like these would be very easily shuffled that way, riffle shuffled, because they are thinner cardstock. I would have loved to have these on linen cardstock. So now I'm just going to zoom out a little bit, throw down some cards, and do a reading for the collective so that you can get an idea of what it would look like and see these cards in action. Okay, so we are just going to do a simple collective reading, and we're just going to ask, what is something that we should be aware of right now? What do we need to know right now? What do the majority of us need to be aware of? All right, so we're going to do a simple 2 5s. 5 of Pentacles, the Chariot, and 5 of Wands. So it would seem as though for the majority of those watching, unfortunately, it seems like there are barriers in your path. You're trying to move forward, but there are aspects. It's kind of like make a list of the pros and cons if you go down this path. Make a list of pros and cons if you go down this path. But unfortunately, right now, the path that you're on and the potential paths in front of you, it seems like there are cons going down both of your paths. And it's making it difficult for you to decide on what you should do. So you may feel blocked, you may feel trapped, you may feel stuck. But in order for things to change, you have to make your decision and go with it. You have to, after you take a moment and you analyze things and you ask yourself what you think you want the most, you have to move forward. Let's pull a few more. I'm trying to keep out of that glare. Sorry. So let's see what advice. Okay, so again, the part where I was talking about needing to make a choice so that you can move forward on one path or the other, it really does need to be made. You have to move your plot along. If not, you become stagnant. So the advice that the cards have is for you to take a beat, like I said, and really analyze the 2 paths available to you. Yes, they both may have cons right now, but take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Try to get grounded. For a minute, take both options off of the table. Okay, look at where you are right now. What's influencing you negatively? What's influencing you positively? One path will inevitably be the one that you feel this little spark of joy when you actually think about it. When you think about doing the work, getting to the end of it. Remember, we also need to enjoy the journey, getting there, right? The little mundane steps of getting there. It isn't always the path of least resistance that is the better path. But if you can step back, if you can try and get grounded again, find something that's going to fill your cup up right now, something that's going to bring you the most joy, and then go and initiate that transition that needs to happen. Go forth and make those little changes one by one. Maybe you're feeling like it's too much. It's just too much tension. There's too much. There's too many issues. There's too much to be done. It's just feeling like it's too much. That's why I say here with the Queen of Pentacles, let's take a step back. Let's find our joy. Let's get grounded. Let's look at the bigger picture, and then we can tackle the things that need to be tackled one by one. And that is when you will gain that clarity, and you will be like, you know what? In this 8 of Wands, I'm doing it, because you took that initial step back. But in order to not be stagnant, like I said, I know at this point I'm pretty much repeating myself, but I feel like those of you really need to hear it. You're going to take that step back, right? But after you do that, that's when you decide, okay, you know what? I know what I want to do and I'm going to do it. But that's when you have to make up your mind and you actually have to go. You have to do it. You have to leave those old things behind that are no longer serving you and do it. You may even, in this time of clarity, you may even receive some kind of like a sign, some kind of message from somebody. Somebody may be offering you help. You're going to receive some kind of something, and it's going to really help you make that decision, and it's going to make it so much easier to move on and to really feel that movement that the Chariot wants you to be able to get, that the Eight of Wands wants you to be able to take. So keep your heads up, keep moving forward, take those breaks when needed. It's not weakness to take breaks. I hope that you guys enjoyed this walk, this look into the Tarot of Vampires with me. And please do let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Do you love it? Do you like it? Do you want it? Do you have it? Do you hate it? I want to know all of your thoughts. Let's talk about it. All right? And I do hope that you enjoyed your reading. Nothing but love, guys. Bye.